Inside Tracker has new HealthSpan category scores, but I think these scores are the same as they used to be on the app. Not on the app, on the web, but now they are in the app. So if we take a look at Inside Tracker, previously I think there was home also here, then we had the action plan on here, and then we had results on the right. Now there is a different thing here, which is the scores. We will take a look at these after I show you the rest of the app. So here we have the results. So you might have your blood markers here if they happen to load, which does not seem to be the case right now. Then you also have your activity. This could be your sleep data, and also your steps, and also your resting heart rate imported, in my case, from Garmin, and also your VO2 max. And then you also have the inner age, which you might have been able to get calculated if you have enough blood markers that kind of then establish the inner age. You also have to buy the inner age calculation. Now, you also have the action plan. Then you can change your goal from inner age to strength and power, for example, and then you have the action plan, and you can categorize the action plan by these different things. Now we take a look at the new health scores. So first of all, my endurance score is a 96, I think, in this case. Now what I also see is that I don't have most of the scores, probably because I'm lacking the necessary blood markers. So I only did get a few things actually tested, because getting all things tested would have been more expensive. Now if we click on one of these scores, and maybe not let's actually get started with endurance, because I probably have more to see here. Then we see that Inside Tracker opens again. Now what I think this is a browser inside the app, which they just built into the app in order to maybe not have to build the thing actually into the app, I don't know. So this is still so this is basically the web page. So it seems that they kind of built a web browser into the app. Now, endurance, it first of all shows me the results. So the results is now a score. Now previously it already was, I think, the score, and it already was pretty much the same thing on the web, but it just showed up in the app now, basically. So the endurance score in this case is made up of different blood markers and how optimized they are. In this case, we have hemoglobin, which in my case is only normal, not optimized. Then we have the platelets, the hematocrit, MCH, MCHC, MCV, RBC, RDV, ferritin, iron, MPV. So there are lots of things that seem to be impacting this. And how much a given variable seems to be impacting the overall score. So basically the weights of this. So the overall thing is the function, and then we have the weights in front of these variables, and these are basically proportional to how much degrees of the circle a given thing here has. So ferritin, for example, seems to have a very big impact, whereas these others aren't even marked because you cannot read it because they have such a small impact. And then it is also shown to you. So here we have the different things here that impact the score. And then we have the score itself, which could go up, it could go down, but in this case, in my case, I only had a valid calculation once for this score. Now, if you click on how to improve, it would also show you all the different personalized recommendations that would contribute to this goal, which is actually also quite interesting, I think. And then if you click on learn, you could learn about endurance. Now let's take a look at another score. So we again click on categories. Probably we also could have gotten back. So basically on the web, what it looked like already is that you have these dashboards, and then you also have the list that is a list like this, but you also can get the results in this way, where you just have the results, and you can, at least on the web, scroll then to the right and see basically the old ones. If here I am scrolling to the right by clicking, but it doesn't work right now. So if we again click on the category scoreboards, then we see endurance is, my score for endurance is optimized with 96. My score for cognition, we could take a look at. There are 5 recommendations that would improve my recognition, and also my cognition score. I do have 2 valid markers that go into cognition. The first one would be glucose, and the second one, average blood sugar, or also known as HbA1c. And no, it's not the same thing. HbA1c is a kind of a proxy for average blood sugar, at least as of my understanding of this. So now we also would have cortisol, insulin, vitamin B12, folate, but since I only have a couple of these, well, I don't have the score calculated, which, I mean, it would be nice if I would have this data, but for this I would have to have a full blood draw with all the 48 minus the 3 that are only for women, blood markers Insight Tracker offers, at least in my case, to upload. Now, I also can see on how to improve, and this is now something that also has not been available as of before. So, basically, it shows you now how these different recommendations it gives you would improve these category scores, which was not available before. Now, the how to improve section was available before with certain blood markers, but also on the recommendations themselves. So on the recommendations themselves, it would actually show you these different things. And this is now also seems to be a little bit new. So mixing up my aerobic routine would probably lower my HDL. It seems to also have an impact on total cholesterol and HbA1c. And it would have a 10.0 impact. I could also start taking a fenugreek extract, which would have an impact of lowering probably my HbA1c and also optimizing my testosterone. In my case, it would increase it because I'm a little bit low, at least as of this last test. I only had one test of testosterone, and this was years ago, and I just uploaded the result, and this, instead of showing nothing, it shows me this old result here. I don't know what my testosterone scores right now are, but nobody knows. The question is just in which interval you would measure it, and then you would take, basically you would say, okay, my testosterone is as high as this, at least it was at this point in time where I measured it. Now, we are probably a couple of years away from getting something like testosterone continuously measured, similar to maybe pulse. And that's kind of the new feature, the category scores, which they, in the app at least, called health span category scores, but with previously these were available already. And what seems to be kind of new is that the recommendations are now also sorted according to the contribution on the category scores. We could actually take a look at the other ones as well. So here we get an invalid token. Let's try to see gut fit, gut health, also invalid token. Hormone balance, I seem to have Wi-Fi. Let's try again. Endurance is also showing an invalid token. So I think that's then the end. We would have sleep, recovery, metabolism, inflammation, hormone balance, heart health, gut health, fitness, endurance, and cognition with these categories.